Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Ian is a Weirdo. I just realized I forgot to change my shirt because I hate how I look in pastel colors, particularly this light blue. I feel like I look so sickly. Let me change my shirt. Sorry, this is gonna bother me so much. Almost tripped. I will be back in 1 second. I'm just changing my shirt. It's not like I have far to go. This is a small apartment. Okay, we are better. We're better now. I was like, I look sickly. So, couple things. Today is Zach's birthday. So I'm going to put Zach's URL or tag thing. Why am I like Zach's Crafts and More, I believe. There's a name. I don't know why. I'm just blanking. My brain is like really legitimately, it is Zach's Crafts and More. Nice. Okay. Hi Chase, welcome in. I'm gonna be crocheting in a second. I am just like wrapping up a couple things, but my brain is moving at like 80 miles an hour because I don't know why. Actually, I legitimately don't know why. But just wrapping up a couple things. Welcome in. I don't believe I've seen you here before. Doesn't mean you're not welcome to stay, hang out, chit chat about anything really. And I crochet, but that's kind of just like in the background of everything else that we do on this channel. So let me double check that I got his tag right because that would not serve the purpose. Okay, we'll just do the first part of it then. So I'm going to put that there. Happy birthday to Zach. Zach turns 31 today. If you want to go check out his channel, you can just type in the @ Zach _50. He's not 50. I'm not sure what the 50 is about. And or he was not born in 1950. I don't know what that. Okay, I see what you're doing, Jester King. I would rather watch a tree grow. Because I don't, I do like dad jokes. So if you want to deliver some dad jokes, I'm here for it. But let's just be kind at the same time, because no need to be nasty. I mean, I can take it if you're gonna be nasty, and I can also ban your ass. But I would prefer just like hanging out with cool people, getting to know new people, hanging out with people that I've known before, and that's it. So let's see. I am going to. I guess I'll put it here. So if you don't know, I'm also a makeup artist. You probably can't tell by how ratchet this face looks, which is okay. But I am on TikTok, among several other social media sites, but I have my makeup artist TikTok, and this month is July is Disability Pride Month. For those of you who don't know, I am disabled, and so I wanted to do a month long, hopefully. We'll see. Every time I commit to something like that, I usually run out of spoons in like the first week, and I don't do anything the rest of the month, but I'm really bad at allocating spoons. Um, but I'm doing a series right now on being disabled and doing makeup. You don't have to do makeup, uh, but also I feel like it's fun to just show off my looks. I did a Rhea Ripley Night of Champions look yesterday that I thought turned out pretty cool. Definitely looked better on her face, obviously. And meow, that's my cat, not me. Well, the second one was me. For disability. Sorry if my thing moves a lot. I'm extra shaky today, and I'm drinking coffee super late. I didn't drink any coffee this morning, but like right now I have a caffeine headache, so I was like, I kind of need some coffee, but I'm already like in that shaky anxiety place that coffee usually puts you in, so it's pretty much a terrible idea, but I'm not here for good ideas. I'm here to crochet cardigans and stuff. Meow. Meow. Okay, so I wish I could show both, but I can only show one at a time. Blood is my lifeblood. Yeah, coffee is my lifeblood. Oh my gosh, my brain is like, meh, meh. Yes. Hey, Barbie. Yeah, coffee is essential. I haven't been drinking it the past couple days. Okay, no worries. Yeah, take your time. I mean, it's pretty chill here. And wahahaha. I miss Scraps a lot. Don't forget to go either to Zach's page, or if you are friends with Zach on Facebook. I think Zach is also in Army of Weirdos on I love entering the room like wahahaha. I imagine you just like throwing open like double doors and just being like wahahaha. And I think that's the best way to enter a room. I'm probably gonna steal that. Um, I everyone already knows I'm mentally ill, so it's like no one would be like, "Whoa, what's happening?" Well, I mean, they might be like that, and then they'll be like, "Oh, it's Ian." Okay. But yes, if you can go tell Zach happy birthday. I'm actually going to make a little happy birthday post to him. In Army of Weirdos. So if you aren't in Army of Weirdos and you don't know what I'm talking about, and you're like, what is this Army of Weirdos from this person who has yellow hair and this thing? So for a lot of us who crochet, I'm always like, I want to see what other people are making, even if people aren't crocheting, if they're doing other crafts. I'm just like a crafty person. So I kind of like live vicariously through other people. So I made this Facebook group a while ago where we could just share. No worries. Yeah, I've done that before on like Instagram. I'm like, oh shit, but it's not a big deal. But Army of Weirdos is a group where you could just share like cool craft ideas. It's mainly crochet, but really any crafts like people are into. And people are just really fucking cool in there. So the Facebook group, I think you're in it. Miss Crafts a lot. But, and I know that Crystal knows how to get the link. I don't, because I'm an idiot. So I can't just drop the link for the Facebook group. But if you just search Army of Weirdos, there's a couple that come up, and I don't know why it posted twice. Oh wait, no, it was Nightbot that dropped right before me. But it's the one with the green pillow that may or may not say fuck, that I may or may not have made to say fuck. But yeah, I'm gonna post something real quick. Sorry, again, I should have done this like before. My brain's not online today. And I restarted my ADHD meds because I was out for a couple weeks. You can do it however you like. I honestly like the numbers don't really matter to me. So it's more like if it's better for you, just so you know. I'm not saying don't. I'm just saying who cares about the numbers? It's more about the people there. Also, I posted about this like amazing like yarn that was like glows in the dark and looks like opal. It's fucking crazy. So and then I'm going to tag everyone and force them to say happy birthday because they should. Okay. Oh, it won't let me while I'm on there. Oh yeah, because is Mrs. Crafts-A-Lot layer, is that a like business page or something? Although, can you join groups? I don't know. Or is Mrs. Crafts-A-Lot layer a group itself? If it is, let me know because I would love to. If you have a group, I will join it. But anywho, so yeah, so I am forcing people to go wish a Zach to a happy birthday. Wish happy birthday to Zach. I don't know what's wrong with my brain right now, but I'm hoping that coffee and crochet will fix it. So I'm obsessed with my cat, by the way. He's like sitting up and he's kind of giving me a face because he's like in the middle of a bath, but he's sitting up and doing that kind of like pudgy roll thing. It's a business page. Yeah, that might be it. Yeah, because I have a business page that's for something. I think it's Ian is a weirdo, but I don't remember. It's been a while since I've done anything with it. It used to be my cosplay page, but I don't have the money to cosplay anymore. That shit's expensive. Does anyone here in the room, has anyone cosplayed before? Miss Crafts-A-Lot? Have you cosplayed before? Or just even making costumes for things like Halloween or things like that? Because I think that even if you're not going to like a convention or something, it basically counts as cosplay, right? To make a costume. I mean, that's what cosplay is costume play. So just if you or hanging out in a costume, having fun. So, yeah, my brain is just like. So, yes, wish a happy birthday to Zach if you know him and want to do that. I will not force you to do anything you want, but that's just, you know, a thing. So Nightbot just dropped a link for my Alzheimer's awareness charity stream that I did on June 21st. I realize that has passed. I'm just keeping that link up if people want to still donate. That is for Alzheimer's research. It helps with funding their hotline. It helps with research for prevention, slowing down, and eventually curing Alzheimer's. And then it also helps with legislation, bills, all kinds of things to help protect seniors who are, or anyone who is dealing with Alzheimer's or dementia. I doing that stream, I felt like I learned a lot. The literature provided by the Alzheimer's Association was really helpful, but it was also just like, it never ceases to like blow my mind, the statistics surrounding Alzheimer's, like how prevalent of a disease it is and how likely it is to get it, and just all of the statistics surrounding it are just really shocking, and it's like disquieting. I think that's a word, right? Is disquieting a word? Let's just say it is, if it's not. So I just felt like it's important. Every time I've worked with the Alzheimer's Association, this is my second time, but it's just really reminded me how important it is to fund research. And they've they had the number, like they had the dollar amount of how much they've put towards research for prevention, slowing it down, and a cure, and just how much money they've put towards it. So I really feel confident that the Alzheimer's Association is a good foundation to put money towards, where they actually use the money you put towards, or you give them. So that's why it's such a honor to work with them. And even though I chose for it, they didn't choose me by any means. But I lost my grandma to Alzheimer's, and I feel like every time I do this, I feel closer to her, because I don't want anyone else's family to have to go through what my family went through. And and there's so many terrible illnesses and diseases out there. You could do a fundraiser for each one, every day of the year, and still have ones left over. But this is it's just terrifying. So and like I said, has impacted my family. So I'm a little bit more sensitive, I guess is the best way to put it, to the need of having more research and more medications and more everything for it. So I'm working on my cardigan. So this might not look like much to pretty much everyone who is looking at it, but this is the start of the other side of the cardigan. Now I've had to take out a couple rows. I've kind of gone back and forth with how I want to do the pattern. So this is one side. So on my Etsy, I offer this thing that I call the dual pride cardigan, where you can do one side with one flag or color scheme, and the other side with another flag or color scheme. So this one is half rainbow. I have to sew in the end. So all those little things you see hanging down, I'll sew that in. And it has this really cute green cuff. I'm obsessed with this. So we'll sew in these ends, but this side is the rainbow stripe. It's the rainbow 8 stripe. Also, if anybody wants, I can drop a link to my Etsy, but I'll do it if someone asks, but I'm just, whatever. So yeah, so this is one side, and I can do them in any colors, but yeah, this is the rainbow, and then the other side is the trans pride flag. And so this is where I've gotten caught up a little bit, because the trans pride flag is light blue, light pink, that's white, light white, just white. And then it goes back to pink, and then it goes back to blue. So at first I tried just doing blue, pink, white, blue, pink, white, blue. And I didn't really feel like that was giving the essence of the flag itself. So I was like, and I was talking to Carrie, the Yarny Elephant. She came on yesterday, I believe. And we started talking about ways that this could look better. And also it'd be cool to try to use the same amount of yarn for each one, but whatever. So here I have exactly like the colors of the flag, right? So it's pink, sorry, that's blue, blue, pink, white, pink, blue. And so I had tried doing a double stripe of white, didn't like that, didn't feel like it was giving the vibe. And then I was debating on whether or not I want to do a double stripe of blue. So I'm going to try that and see how that looks. Hi, Spring. Welcome in. It is Zach's birthday. So if you have not wished him a happy birthday, and you would like to, just wanted to remind everyone, because I don't often remember to tell people happy birthday, and I'm trying to be better about that. So if anyone else wants to do that, feel free. So I'm working on a cardigan. What is everyone else working on? And also, I do not want to detract from Zach's birthday whatsoever. So I'm going to pin that comment. But I am doing something that I am proud of right now. Granted, I'm only on day 2 right now. But I'm doing, so for those of you who don't know, July is Disability Awareness Month, or Disability Pride Month. And I am doing kind of like, I'm going to try every day to do different kind of makeup hacks and things like that for people with different abilities. And some of these are just things that make makeup easier for people who aren't disabled, but are like newer to makeup, or, anything. Cheetos Flamin' Hot. Yeah. I was like, can you see into my bedroom? But because I literally have like a clipped bag of Flamin' Hot Cheetos. I'm gonna show you. I don't joke about spicy food because I live it. But this is something that I'm doing that I'm very proud of. Also, I do just makeup looks inspired, or either inspired by, or directly trying to kind of mimic like other makeup looks. Oh shit, I forgot part of it. Oh, I need to do something real quick. Thanks, Ian, for just saying. Sorry, 1 second. Yeah, we're supposed to credit someone. The limon. I actually spent a month in Orange County, and the house that I was staying at actually had a limon. I don't even know how to fucking say it. I know I sound ridiculous. Lemon tree in the back. It was so cool to just have like fruit trees. The climate in North Carolina doesn't really lend itself super well to fruit trees, so it was like, this is so cool. Okay. Yeah, but I bet those are good. Yeah, I usually stick to traditional flaming hot, even with all the flavors that have come out over the years. But I'm sure I would like it. I mean, I love citrus on pretty much everything, even though I'm on the can't eat grapefruit brigade for the rest of my life. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But I never really liked grapefruit anyways, unless it was like doused in sugar. So I'm not really missing out on anything. It's a nice flavor, but I can't do it if it has. I can't do any grapefruit. I think I might. I'm not sure. I might try to um, make something. I think after this, I'm going to try to do something fiber arts related other than this, whether it be making hanks out of the cotton yarn that I have so that I can start the dyeing process and get those going, which sounds really extra fun now that I'm saying it. Or I've been really wanting to make a pattern on the circular knitting machine that I just got. So I've had one before, but it's lost in the recesses of whatever my parents are doing with my stuff in North Carolina. Um, but I have the Addy Express, so the smaller one, and I love making plushies on that. And it's so fun to make something silly or cool with that. So I'm gonna try to make something on that and um, see if I can make a pattern or something that I can sell, either or both. You know, I did make the only So I have some patterns that I have videos of on my other channel, which I don't really promote anymore. So actually, there are actually quite a few patterns that I have or stitch tutorials on my other channel, but which is just Ian is weird. Uh, this one's Ian is a weirdo. The other one is Ian is weird, which I probably could not make that more complicated if I tried. Um, but I do have some knitting machine tutorials that I think are pretty fun to do. But then I think I just have one tutorial or one pattern on the knitting machine that I decided to sell because I was like, this is good. It's my Mooning Grinch. If you've seen it, I'm going to show it because I'm proud of it. Listings. I want to get a better picture of it, but right now, this is what I got. My hands are so shaky. They've been shaky all day, so I can't blame the coffee. I can't blame anything. They've just been so shaky. Oh, okay. Oh, you know what I'm thinking? I'm actually realizing why they're so shaky. I kind of have to. Usually when I take my, at least at the beginning of taking my ADHD meds, which I haven't taken in a while, just because I haven't, my doctor changes and whatnot. Um, but I also have to take propanolol, which is like a blood pressure medication that helps with the shaking. But I've been like my hands have just been like electric, which is actually part of the TikTok that I made today was actually for people who had hand tremors, had difficulty gripping things for a long period of time. For me, it's something that genetically I'm predisposed to because my dad has an essential tremor, which I have a minor one. I think, but it's kind of hard to distinguish because I also am on medications that can cause tremors. So I have, but when my hands get tired, then it gets more noticeable. It's one of those things that I occasionally get really self-conscious about. Not always, but especially when I'm doing makeup. And I've had a couple instances of like it being really like where people didn't mean to be like insensitive or mean or anything. It just like I was doing a client's makeup, and I'm getting to the end of the makeup, so my hands are more fatigued. They're more tired. Like I'm like, okay, I've just got to get through this. And the thing is, details are at the end. You do your details at the end. So you do your eyeliner, you do like your lip liner, like all of those things are at the end. And that requires a lot more fine motor skill than like applying foundation to someone's face or something like that, right? And so I'm like, okay, like, trying to like steady my hand, and I have brushes that help me, and I know I can use, but I'm still I, my hands are getting fatigued, so my hands are starting to get a little bit more shaky. And I had uh, people around me who were in like the program I was in, and so someone who didn't know me very well came up behind me, put their hands on my shoulders, and started like, and they're 18, so like they like, and like reading the room was not their forte, and they like started like massaging my shoulders, and um they were like relax, 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 because they saw my hands shaking and they thought I was nervous. And first of all, like, don't touch me. First of all, don't fucking touch me. Second of all, like, I'm not nervous, but you just like made like that I'm in front of like a paying client, and like you're making it seem like I can't do my job, because I, like no one. If I thing is, if you have shaky hands but you get the job done, nobody cares, right? Um, and so that's really what, like, it just. But if you call it out, then everyone's like looking at it, and I was like, happy birthday, Zach. So yeah, I did. I'm before I had your birthday stuff here, and I'll be alternating between this TikTok ad to go get people to go to my TikTok, and telling people to go to your page and tell you happy birthday. So do you have any plans for your birthday? Or do you want to come up If you want to come up, you can. If you don't want to come up, you don't have to. I know you weren't planning on going live, I think, but I might be. Yeah, because you did an early birthday, but yeah, if you would like to come up on live, I would be happy to send you a link. Just let me know. I am very hyper today, so just prepare yourself. And am I drinking coffee? Yes. Now, was I hyper before the coffee? Absolutely. I was more hyper. That's one of the things about ADHD is that the things that generally bring people like up and more hyper tend to bring you down, which is how the ADHD mind works and kind of how they can tell that this is what's supposed to happen. So it's like 7:20. I did make the coffee earlier, and then I had a meeting, and so I made it right before the meeting, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna make, it wasn't gonna be long, and the meeting ended up being 45 minutes, mostly because I was just like, and then I did like the TikTok, and that took a while because I realized that I hadn't done any of the captions, and I was like, how am I doing Disability Month videos and I'm not doing closed captioning? That's fucking stupid. Like, if I'm being honest with myself, also very critical of myself, but I should put closed captions on really everything, pretty much. I realized that I say about every other word, which is, especially in that video, it was painful, but I didn't want to remove the fillers because that's how I talk. So, whatever. I went out for supper. We picked it up from a place called Erie Drive and picked it up and ate it down by the park. Very relaxing. You had cookies and cream cake. Oh, that sounds good. Was it ice cream cake or was it, yeah, oh my gosh, when I was studying for my actuary exams, I could literally drink a pot of coffee and go to sleep. Like, people were like, what the fuck is going on with him? Because yeah, I mean, you kind of had to study like I did, but most people didn't drink as much coffee as I did. But yeah, I got to the point where I could drink like 6 cups a day. Now I only drink 1 cup a day, like I legitimately do. I do have sodas. I might have 2 caffeinated sodas. But yeah, sugar gets me way more, but I don't eat a lot of sugary stuff. But yeah, when I was studying for my exams, because my exams were like related to my work, so I would work like a 10-hour day or something. It would be a long day, like 10 to 12 hours, and then I would stay for like 4-ish more hours by myself or with another student, and study, and I would just like take the coffee pot and just study like that. It was a chocolate cake with vanilla frosting and Oreos on top. Nice. That sounds amazing. Is that your favorite kind of cake, or is it just one that you had? Because that sounds incredible. I love cookies and cream. I think cookies and cream is so good. I haven't had things that are cookies and cream in a while. Carrie, welcome in. Happy to have you, my love. It's Zach's birthday. I don't know why I did this, because I had at one point had it here, but I just did one of these. I don't know. I'm very hyper, and we don't know why things are happening today. Yeah. If anyone wants to come up, they are welcome to. Just let me know. I will send you the link. I can only have one person in the this Vantage. So just let me know. I'm happy to have anyone. I'm doing the double blue right now and seeing how it goes. And then Zach said he just got one that looked good at the store. Honestly, sounds good. I mean, like, it doesn't have to be philosophical on why you get something that looks and tastes good. Yeah, that does sound really good. I love cookies and cream. And I heard her want to give you my DNA. Oh my gosh, when someone offers to give me their DNA, my mind goes straight to the gutter. I'm so sorry you're hurting. Oh, girlfriend, why are you hurting? What's happening? Or is it just one of those days? But I'm so sorry. And yeah, no explanation needed. You never have to, if there's no obligation to do or be anything other than your awesome selves. Because I love you all for who you are. Okay, so I just hope you know that there's no obligation. That extends past the people who are just here today. You got 3 pairs of shorts. Nice. I love shorts. And getting good shorts, I feel like is a really good gift. I hope they're like the kind that you like. Oh, it's a huge flare up. Oh my gosh, no. Well, I am so sorry, Carrie. I hope that you can get some good sleep tonight, and I hope that it's like the shortest flare up of all time. I know that it doesn't always work like that, but I hope you get some good sleep because I know it's hard when you're hurting. And I hope you feel better. And thanks for giving me your DNA. I still don't know how I feel about that. But I just hope you feel better, Carrie. Love you lots. I hope you get some good sleep. Zach said, I don't wear shorts a lot because I don't like my fat legs. Okay, Zach, I'm going to teach you about one of the most wonderful gifts that anybody can give to anybody who's attracted to someone else. Thick thighs, they're wonderful. And there's no shame in having non-thick thighs, but thick thighs save lives. And you just got to believe that because they are awesome. I'm a big fan of thick thighs. I have thighs myself. And honestly, I mean, we all know that when you have them yourself, there's some occasional discomfort that comes, but thick thighs are awesome. They're honestly, like, when I look at people as someone who's attracted to, like, I can be attracted to anyone, thick thighs are like a huge bonus for me. It's not necessity, but so just, just go ahead, go out, maybe try approaching the world. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, especially not on your birthday, but go out into the world thinking there's someone who thinks, and you're not thinking about me, but like, because I'm pretty sure I'm not your type, but like, go out there and think there's someone who thinks that my thick thighs are sexy, and like, have that attitude, because it's true. It's not like an idea that comes out of nowhere. It's true. If you like thick thighs, please put it in the comments. But they're awesome. So I know that was a pretty distinct, weird place to go with that. But you are on my channel, And on my channel, we worship thick thighs. We worship them. So I'm just saying. I find with my shorts that, so the problem I have is that I'm very short myself. Thigh gaps freak me out. Yeah. I have never like actually seen like one, like in the, like in people I'm attracted to already. Like I haven't seen them. You know, if that's someone's body, you know, that's like, that's just their body. But I think trying to, feeling the need that that's the only form of, you know, way, or that's the only way that thighs can look good. I don't agree with that. So some people's bodies are just shaped like that, right? Their hips are wider, and that's just how they're shaped. And so, like, you know, cool, you know, good for them. It's just like all the people I've been attracted to, they happen to have thicker thighs because and I'm a big fan. So. But yeah, my problem is that I'm really short, and so my torso is like a normal human length, but my legs are fairly short, I think. So I'm 5'2", which just is short. That's a short person, right? It's not the shortest person, but it's short. And then my legs are short. So I have to, when I get, I my pants are always long, unless I manage to find like a, because I have like a, ideally I'm at like a 29-inch inseam, so pretty small, kind of hard to find depending on where you shop. And I bought some shorts when I was in North Carolina, and I found at Walmart, I found like, I think a 10-inch. I know I found a 10-inch inseam. There might have been like a, it's either +2 or -2 from that. But I found 2 pairs of shorts, and like those fit me perfectly and look like normal shorts where they hit like at the knee or right above the knee. Cause like, and like, I don't mind going shorter than that, but and if they're too long, I look like I just have these like these tiny little stubs for legs that I'm like walking on, and I'm top heavy, so I look like I'm just gonna fall over, and it looks very weird. So, anywho, but I'm glad you got some shorts, and I guess I might have jumped the gun a little bit on that, Zach. Do you feel good about the shorts that you got? Because I assumed that you did, but then you said you were nervous about wearing shorts. And I was like, my brain went, oh, but these shorts are different. So I don't know if I missed that. Sorry. Again, my brain's really not operating as it should, but oops. The double blue does look nice, just like this. But we'll see how it is when we start to come back to the. Also, so one of the things too with shorts for me is that I, you know, am transitioning, and the place that I am the hairiest is my legs. So my legs are like pretty hairy, and then I don't, like, I kind of have like a mixed conglomerate of things that are more masculine and more feminine, I guess. And so I'm always kind of nervous that like the super hairy legs are gonna be like extra weird for people, but I live in Los Angeles, like everything's weird here. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm just going to start like lobbing questions at people, just for the sake of conversation. Okay, so I'll talk about my own answer as you type yours if you want to participate in this game of whatever the fuck this is. So in we're clearly on some social media, one of them being YouTube right now, right? But what other things are you surprised at in a good way that come on your algorithm? So, like, what are some things that you've seen recently, or like, people, or like different types of content that you're like, oh, I kind of don't know how this ended up here, but it's really cool, and I'm super happy that I'm seeing this right now. Um, or maybe you're surprised but like neutral about it. Um, so one of the things for me that I did not expect, wasn't on my bingo card, um, of like things that would be on my someone who I would see a lot, is someone who is a linguist and talking, and like, so he reacts to a lot of videos of people saying like, you can talk like this, or you can't talk like this, or this is how you say this, and stuff like that. Earwax removal videos. Yeah, they're kind of cool. I don't know. I watched like those for a little while, and then I was like, some of the stuff was starting to get a little bit too much, like a little bit too much. I was like, oh. But yeah, because being an esthetician, I had like, and I watched the pimple popping videos for like a million years, and then the earwax was like a natural jump. But after a while, I was just like, I feel like I've seen the same thing over and over again, or I get really grossed out, and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's gonna be a bug in my ear. But they are cool. And they are really cool to watch, and surprising, like what is going on in people's ears. But yeah, so there's this guy, and I'm trying to think what his so he is Gullah-Geechee, and I believe, and he is a linguist, and it's so cool. Okay, so I hope I think it's likely that I will say his name wrong, but um, so his son, S with two N's, and then Cho. I hope so. I don't think I've ever heard him say his name, but it's very interesting. It's so like, I like constantly find myself just like, oh, like it's just like learning, like unlearning and then learning so much of about what I thought proper English was. Um, and he's a sociolinguist, linguistics justice rep. Um, let's see. I mean, I'm going to make sure that I am going to put that right in there. CHEAUX. Okay. So if you want to check him out, it's very interesting just about like what he talks about. And I'm like, this is so cool. I mean, and there's a lot about you know, just how like language, music, all of these things are developed. What is, you know, like I said, the right or wrong way to. It's very very interesting. So, I've been having so much fun watching it. But yeah, so he's very entertaining, knowledgeable, and I feel like he could explain just about anything to me, and I'd be like, got it. Um, will I remember it? Probably not, but that's on my memory. Yeah, toenails are, yeah, that's a tough one, because toenails, first of all, are pretty gross, anyways. Um, I've had ingrown toenail removal surgery twice, and like it's pretty gruesome, especially depending on how bad it got before you got the removal done. So so yeah, I imagine those are pretty tough. Yeah, I don't watch the pimple popping ones anymore, because I just honestly, like, I just don't want to see it. I just don't want to see it. um I watch I don't watch many food ones. Food ones have never been particularly interesting to me. If you're just coming in the room, hi, welcome. I'm asking, what is on your algorithm that you were like, I didn't ask for this, but this is pretty cool. I'm kind of glad that you know, that this popped up. Um, it could include me, probably doesn't, but it could include me, especially if you don't have any crochet stuff on your uh, page, but that's cool too. But yeah, I was talking about this linguist. So cow. I have not seen cows, but I've seen horses. I wonder if they have to be different, right? Because cows don't get like horseshoes, right? Can you send me a video, Zach? Can you send me a video, like a good cow hoof cleaning? The the horse uh, shoe videos, those are very interesting. And watch tasting history. Ooh, tell me more about tasting history. All right, like, is that like historical recipes and people make them, or yeah, tell me more about that. Um, yeah, but the horse ones I've seen, and like how they position and clean the horses, and I'm like, how do they know when to stop? How do they know, like, it? Those are crazy to me. Also, just and if you did not know, I actually am scared of horses. Um, like, pretty much the only animal that like most people aren't scared of, that like freak the fuck out of me, are horses. And not like away from me, right? If a horse isn't, like, I can watch a horse on TV, it's not scary. But like, um, horses near you, because they're so powerful, and like you can die like very quickly, or get severely injured very quickly from them, and they're just, you know, they get scared, and you know, there's your life flashing before your eyes. So I'm very scared of horses, and they're like all muscle. But watching, hi Liz, welcome in. Um, I was asking everyone, uh, what comes up on your algorithm on any of your social medias that you are like, how did this find me? But also you think it's really cool. Okay, so yes, he takes an old dish, reads an old recipe, then makes them. Oh, very cool. Like, do they tend to be good, or do they tend to be like kind of like gross and, you know, uh, it's understandable why they stayed in the past? Or is it kind of like a mixed bag? Also, is it from all over the world? Send me a video of that, please, as well. You can put the creators' names. You can put them in on Facebook in Army of Weirdos. You can put them in this chat, just wherever you want to. You can't post links, but you can post tags. And if they're not on YouTube, then just post, be like TikTok, and then put their little TikTok tag. TikTok tag. He seems to like them. I love the stews. Interesting. Very nice. Hey, I'm gonna put myself on mute. My dad's calling me real quick. One sec. Okay. So yeah, okay. It was just a check-in call, so good. And so is tasting history. So is that that's on YouTube? There's this. I don't know his name. I've never even looked at his name. This is so bad, and this happens so often. Okay, thank you both. Um, Yes, fascinating how language has changed. Exactly. I would, I would I think it would, if you're interested in how language has changed, especially uh, the this Sun guy that I posted, because he talks about other things as well, but that's his main thing is focusing on linguistics, or at least the, the that's what I've seen more of it, at least. But he talks about other things. Um, but it also factors in kind of like race and how and as someone from the South, like and seeing how um, I don't know, it I feel like I might have a different frame on it than other. I don't know, because like when you grow up in the South, you are like, slavery existed right where I am at, and there's no avoiding that fact. And I feel like, so the impact of people, enslaved people, and their language, and how that evolved, and and how their music evolved, and then as they become freed, and as they can, like, it's all of that is like very like entrenched in what he talks about too. And so I feel like for me, I really um it that's the kind of thing that like I'm so I just get like really excited to know more about, because I don't want the because he also talks about, how people pronounce things because of where they came from in Africa. and like all of these things. And I'm like, holy shit, I never thought about that. And like, whoa, like he talked about salmon versus salmon. Cause like I knew someone who said salmon and I was like, that's not right. That's not right. That's not right. And apparently salmon is right, but salmon is kind of is like acceptable, but it's actually less right. Less right. And like the way he explained it, I was like, whoa, that's so cool. Like that is so that all of those things I really I don't know. I just love learning. And so there's some really cool people just out there helping us understand the world a little bit better. So um, I really enjoyed that. Okay, I will. I probably I might watch it tonight. But if I don't watch it tonight, then I will let you know. Have you seen the horse um, uh, like replacing horseshoes videos, Zach? That's so crazy to me. It's so crazy to me that people like I don't even like because I don't even like understand just like the what's happening in those videos. So that's why I asked. They're so wild to me. But yeah, I'll tell you about it. I'll tell you what I think about it for sure. And thank you for saying it's here on YouTube. I'll have to come back to this video and check it out. Yeah, I think I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen the cow videos, but we'll have to see how they compare because people put horseshoes on horses, which I don't know of what people do with cows. Never had a cow. But they like, you know, because I think horse hooves like basically grow like nails, but they're kind of soft. Like they're too soft for what horses need. So they like literally nail the horseshoes in, and it doesn't hurt the horse, apparently. Horses seem fine. I mean, I think if you hurt a horse will let you fucking know. And eventually the nail grows out too much, and you have to take off the horseshoe, shave down the hoof, like the keratin of the hoof, and then you nail the horseshoe back on. But it seems like it would fucking hurt the horse, or like how do they know how much to shave off? I don't know. It's crazy. I'm still like freaking out about it. I told y'all I was hyper. So pony rides was your first job, and I volunteered at a horse therapy at okay for disabled kids. I feel like I might have remembered you. It like that feels like it tickles like the recesses of my mind, like my memory, that you said something similar. Horse therapy has been proven to do wonders for uh, certain people. Um, I think horse therapy is like equine therapy is like up there, and uh, people. I think people who are on the spectrum. I've heard that it really helps. Equine therapy is very helpful, proven to be very helpful for a lot of people. And then yeah, I can imagine a lot of kids that would be helpful. Me, no, no, I would not be well because I'm mentally ill, and that would make me so anxious. No, I couldn't do it. But I am super. That's amazing, and I always want to thank people, even though I know that's not what you're doing right now, like people who do jobs that help people, I feel like you just deserve a thank you. Like, thank you for doing that. And like, you might have not known the impact that you had then, but like, that's the kind of stuff that like changes people's lives and can really improve the quality of people's lives. I've heard really good things about equine therapy for certain people, and um, you know, that's amazing. That's so amazing. So that's very cool. I get it. I had a pony drag me across the field a few times. I loved it. Yeah. So yeah. Because I was like, ponies are young horses. Mini horses are different than ponies. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just like, yeah. I'm so afraid of how strong like they are. Um, and I think I've so my grandparents, they donated part of their, or I don't know if they donated or somehow part of their estate. I don't know, because my grandparents had a lot of land, but it was in a very, very, very rural area. So part of it is dedicated solely and will only ever be horse trail territory. This is in North Carolina. And so, and my grandparents, specifically my grandmother, loved animals. So people would come by on their horses all the time. It's a mini horse. I thought mini horses were different. I'm just thinking of like little Sebastian from Parks and Rec. Like how like some horses won't grow up past a certain size, as a pony will grow into a full size horse, right? I don't know. I don't know. I don't even like horses. Um, but yeah, fowls, um, are the babies with the wobbly legs. Yeah, you know more than me. I'm not arguing. I'm just trying to figure it out in my brain. Okay, this yarn is already starting to get pretty tangly dangly. So, okay, so now I'm going to switch back to pink. And I did 2 rows. But yeah, again, like with I'm going to remove this in a second, but with the TikToks that I'm doing on my makeup page, even if you're not disabled, you don't have anything functionally difficult for you to do your makeup, and maybe you're just new to makeup, or maybe certain things are harder. Or just like, you want to learn some tricks. Like I did one for people who are like visually impaired yesterday. Um, uh, no, we're good. You are welcome. Your neurodivergence is welcome here. It is welcome here. Because if yours isn't, neither is mine. And I honestly don't know. I don't. I would have to shut this off and take an hour and 15 minutes of my time just away, because this is me just being extra. This is not me on an average day, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. It just is what it is. But I did so. But oh yeah. So yesterday I did things for people who are blind or visually impaired, and there were things that I thought were super cool. Like I found these eyeliner stickers that if you have a really hard time doing eyeliner for any reason, right? Because like eyeliner is super hard. Like winged eyeliner, that's getting those even challenging, whether you are visually impaired or not. So I found these stickers that you can put on and have like a perfect wing. Like how cool is that? So it doesn't even, you don't even have to have any disability or impairments to like to see some cool stuff. So if you want to check that out, at ENW Makeup, that's how you can find me on Instagram and on TikTok. So yes, just to let you know. And then I'm going to hide the message. We're gonna go back to Zach. So if you want to go wish Zach a happy birthday and you haven't already, I know I have said it a couple times, but that's okay. I will continue to say it because Zach deserves the best. And really, get out. Which sound? I don't know what's happening. I literally have forgotten everything that happened in the last minute and a half already. When they speaking of neurodivergence, when I get when they test me on different executive functioning skills, working memory is my worst scoring one. So if you're ever like, how did Ian just forget what he just said? I've lost like 2 months before. That was mania. That wasn't ADHD, but oh yeah. Can I link, instead of showing you the eyeliner, can I show you the TikTok so that I can get the view? Is that stupid? I'll do both so you can choose. Okay, so here's the TikTok. You want to find more. And then, let me see. There is also a tip for lashes, and in here as well. There's lashes that don't require any glue that you can use multiple times, that Lily Lashes just came out with. I have not tried them. Lily Lashes has a great reputation, but you can use them at least 5 times, so that is nice. And so that's that one. So I just posted the eyelinersticker.com. I had to watch it again to find that. There's another one that there's a brand, but there's also, you can just find a bunch online that have cool. So there's one that's like a temporary tattoo. I don't think this was I don't think this was the brand. I'm gonna look it up. But that one was like a temporary tattoo that you could put on. I don't think you could put it on with makeup, the eyeliner sticker you can put on with makeup or without makeup. The Lily Lashes, again, without makeup. But I didn't put, the reason I didn't put the temporary tattoo one on is because, or in the video, is because I thought it would be challenging if you're visually impaired to get them even, because you can't really see where you're placing them. And even if you can see, I think it might be a little bit more difficult. But the eyeliner stickers are cool. And if you have, if you're using the eyeliner stickers and you aren't visually impaired, you're just using them because they're easier, I bet you could reuse them with eyelash glue. So you could just put them on again. I'm just saying. I like reusing. I like not spending as much money as possible. Yeah, I'm trying to find like all of these like tricks for like just making things easier, and you don't have to be disabled to have to want to make things easier. You know, life is hard enough as it's right? Right? I felt like I like felt and looked like I was crying. Whatever. So how was everyone's day? How was everyone's day? Did everyone have a good day? Tough day? Easy day? Glad you're over. Glad it's almost over day. I think one thing that is like I thought I was going into like a little bit of a depression or some kind of episode, but it seems like it's getting better. I think I just kind of had to kind of fight through it a little bit, so that's good to like feel like I'm kind of on the other side of a lot of it. But one thing is that sleep is always so challenging for me. Does anyone? I know we talked about sleep yesterday, but sleep is always so challenging for me. I just like I'm so envious of people who just sleep like normal humans. But so like, I mean, I've been trying to go to bed, and when you wake up later, I know it's harder. I mean, it makes more sense if you're going to sleep later. Like all of those things make sense to me, like cognitively. And so, like, if you wake up early, you'll go to bed earlier. But I think part of it is just that I don't feel like I have anything, that there's no reason for me to wake up early or at any time at all. And I think that that's kind of in my head a little bit, where it's like, you're disabled, so who gives a shit if you wake up at 8 a.m. or 2 p.m. Actually, if you wake up at 8 a.m., like you probably are going to be awake before pretty much a lot of the people who you know and talk to on the West Coast. So what's the point? I guess I could start thinking like I could wake up and talk to people on the East Coast, because the time difference. But I just feel like I don't really have a reason to get up. So I've been getting up like 2 p.m. I wake up at 10 a.m. and then I'm like, nah, and I just go back to sleep again. And that's annoying to me because I can't, like, I can sit here now and be like, I don't want to do that. But in the moment, I'm like, why? Why would I wake up and start moving? I don't know. I need to get some hobbies that are at a certain time and I have to get to. There's one meeting that I like to go to. Yeah, it's so hard to get up. Oh my gosh. And I've always had a problem with getting up. But like there's one meeting I like to go to that's at 9 a.m. and it's in a park that's 30 minutes away. It's on the bus, so I have to, get up and get ready and get out the door by 8:30, which is not that unrealistic. But when you're sleeping till 2 p.m. every other day of the week, like that becomes unrealistic. And so I haven't been able to go to that meeting in a couple of weeks, and I'm just kind of like, wah, wah. I feel like that's just all I'm doing right now. So I'll stop. I know that that's just kind of whiny and annoying. I apologize. So I'm not quite sure what disability or what kind of like functional difficulty I'm going to focus on tomorrow in my videos. If anyone has any ideas or anything that they have trouble with, again, regardless of whether or not you have disabilities, you feel free to let me know. And I always appreciate someone giving me ideas to help me keep going on because it's these are the types of things where I feel like I start strong and then I burn out. Damn. I'm really bad about the burnout. Sorry. I hate to move the camera. There we go. Like when I tried to do 100 Nights of Halloween, if you weren't here to see how that went, it went really bad. I mean, it could have been worse, but it definitely could have been a lot better. I ended up in a psych ward across the country. So, but even before it got really bad, it was just hard for me to do something every single day. And that's why when we do the cal, it's not gonna be like an everyday, like you got to do this much. It's just because that's not feasible for how most of us live our lives, and stuff like that. So. I keep on having my knees get. Oh wow, that was the crunch that I'm not sure if I've ever quite felt that one before. That was an experience. I have been reading a lot lately, which makes me really happy. I really like reading. I haven't read my comic books yet, which is I do want to do that, but the fact that I always, there's something about like getting things from the library where you're like, oh, I can always go get them again. So it doesn't put like the pressure on you to read it as quickly as something that's gonna go away forever. But granted, there's not a lot of things that are like that, I guess, anymore. I don't know. And then I have started rewatching Shameless. I think I'm on season 2 of Shameless, and I might be setting myself up for just like a emotional annihilation again. I mean, not again, but like the the it's a very emotionally taxing show because it's like it's it's kind of like people who are like standing up and getting pushed down over and over and over again for 11 seasons, and like really only like 2 people make it out with like minimal scratching at the end. Like everyone else is pretty much in the it's just constantly you know battling for them. And so I mean it's still a good show. And I liked it enough to name myself after a character in it, but still sometimes feels embarrassing to say that. But I think it's getting less embarrassing because it's like, well, what else do you name yourself after when you're picking your own name, right? I think the double blue is gonna be good, but we'll see how once I start it. I'm gonna have to pretty much do the whole second uh, flag to see if it worked or not. So hopefully it did, so that I don't have to frog. Because even though I mean, I have more than 2 weeks to finish this. I didn't know how long it was going to take me to get the yarn, and I also because this I made this into a custom order and built in some extra time to get some yarn. Um, but I also didn't know if it was going to get delivered to me or if it was going to get stolen. So I tried to put an extra week just in case it got stolen. Need to figure out a better method. Mm-hmm. Trying to figure out what I ate today. I ate an orange and I ate a bagel. Yeah, I haven't eaten anything else today. When you're that type of neurodivergent that forgets to eat, cool. Oh, you do too? Oh, it's a experience. And you're like, why do I feel like shit? Why do I feel so much like shit? And then it's because you didn't eat like all day. uh, my brain is not trying to help me survive. Really wish it would, but it's not. Good night. Thank you for hanging out. So yeah, this is where I'm at right now, which doesn't seem that much further than where I was before because it truly is not. I've been getting distracted left and right by myself. I'm not blaming anyone. And so yeah, uh, I get distracted by the simplest things. Um, and then I kind of just space out and I'm like, moving the knees around. So yeah, I've been trying to think. I like how I want to. And there's a lot of things, I guess, just kind of as the year rolls around and what it looks like being here, being independent in LA, and stuff like that. And I feel like um, lately I've just been thinking about like, okay, we're getting to what I consider Halloween season, which is basically, I mean, it started yesterday for me. For some people, it starts July 5th. Some people, it starts in September, whatever you want. But I, kind of thinking about how I want to just like have things set up. And, I also am trying to, with that kind of like minor like, depressive dip that I had, my room got a little chaotic again, and I'm trying to clean that up. Um, and also, I don't know, just gonna do some different things. So I don't know. I just like I don't know when you are with someone for a really long time, you kind of and you have like, oh, I know how we do or we celebrate Halloween and my birthday and different things or like whatever. Like I know how I celebrate and do those things as a couple with that person. But you know when you are by yourself and kind of creating this like new life, you are like, okay, like what do I like how what does that look like for me now, and like what do I actually care about? And there is the nice part of like you kind of get to do things your way. And you have to kind of figure out like, well, what if like the previous pattern of doing things was something that I really cared about, and what are the things that that actually aren't that important to me. Um, and I guess that's kind of more my thing is like, well, what does it look like now to to just kind of do things. You know what I just thought about? Is like, I kind of want to go to the beach. And like, it would be like an hour and a half to get to the beach for me. But I think it would be fun. It'd be nice to go with someone, but it's hard to find people who I can, who want to go. But, and a lot of Californians will tell you that like they never go to the beach, even though the beach is like right there. Like everyone thinks about the beach when they think about California, except Californians. They don't go to the beach. So, so I'm like, right. I think, what is that beach? It's not Venice. I mean, Venice isn't like too far away, but it's one of the more popular beaches. I should ask some friends. That might be fun. Wear like 8 million pounds of sunscreen. Be like, oh. Okay, so I'm going to pull the white through. And then I'm going to untangle some of this yarn so that it's not like this, and then it just gets actually worse. So the blue is the least tangled. My brain is like, this is an impossible puzzle. Why did you pick this date of all days to try to do this? It's like literally like 2 strings laying on top of each other, and I'm like, how do I get the bottom one on top? This brain is broken as hell. Okay, we can't get it through all of that. Get it through this part. Who loves detangling things? If so, please leave a message and I will send you my yarn. And then you can set it. Obviously. Right. Now it's like braiding. White right there. Pink right there. It's blue. Look at me being so efficient. You can't see shit that I'm doing. You can see like the back of my head. You're like, wow, he's so good at being on YouTube. I've had some people who are like, "Don't be so mean to yourself." Don't like it, and like, uh, and when I say things like calling myself a moron, and like I can understand that from someone else's vantage, that it seems like I'm being very like mean and nasty to myself, but like those aren't truly like the like like how do I say don't worry about it without making it without making my mental health situation seem much worse. You know, for me, a lot of that stuff is just how my sense of humor works. And so I can, like, that wouldn't, like, that's not me actually being like, oh, I'm such an idiot, you know, like, when I have moments like that, those are much more distinct and different. And so, you know, while it is very nice when people are like, don't be so mean to yourself, um, you know, I I am working on the times when I'm genuinely mean to myself, and those aren't them. So I guess that's what I'm saying is I'm working on the actual mean times, because that ain't nothing. But I did talk a little bit yesterday, about uh, you know, there are books and things that I've been working through or was working through and have taken a pause or forgot about being more having more self compassion, and how that is something that I am, you know, legitimately working on. And I think that, um, you know, it's been something that I didn't really recognize how badly I talked and treated myself legitimately, until, kind of it was like a little bit. I mean, like it was too late in my relationship. It definitely had done, you know, quite a bit of damage in my relationship. Um, but it was also at a point where I had kind of, you know, I, I don't know if I could have realized it earlier. And that's the sad thing is like, I don't know if I could have realized without having the big, like, without having the bottom fall out on me, and hitting like a rock bottom. I don't know if I could have, you know, um, realized how much that I needed self compassion and how much I was lacking in it. You know, I talked about a workbook that was helpful. I'm also in a 12-step program that's really helpful. And for me, those things have really put so much of how I was, into perspective, and how, and kind of also help me isolate the things that I need to work on. Um, and like, I think that, it's kind of since I've been sick and, from coming back from North Carolina, and also, you know, uh, you know, trying to figure out what my emotions are doing, uh, I haven't really been focusing on my like self care in that aspect as much, and I feel like it's showing, um, or at least I feel it. you know, I feel that my self-care and my I don't know. I know that I'm not um, keeping on top of things as much, and as a result, that I'm feeling it. I guess is the best way to put it. So I'm gonna try to. I am trying to be better, and it's, you know, always a work in progress, right? Um, you know, I don't think we ever completely, no matter if it's self esteem and not really self esteem, but self compassion. And You know, I guess self-esteem is a component or something, um, but self-compassion, being kinder to myself, being kinder to other people, um, and being, you know, kind of working on myself as I see fit, or, you know, as I feel like those are the problems that have emerged and are emerging, you know. And everyone's got the things that they want to work on, or um, you know, have identified as their strengths and weaknesses. And some people will work on them through their life. Some people won't. You know, can't make people work on anything. But um, I'm really happy that I found this 12-step program. Um, you know, I kind of allude to it every once in a while, but I don't really call it out much because I feel like um, I don't know. I used to talk about it a lot at the old sober living that I was at, and because a lot of people were doing 12 steps for their sobriety, and so they would mention their 12-step programs, but I would mention mine, and because of the relationship, I guess, of the two, people, I mean, some people were kind of annoyed or said that I mentioned it too much, and or that I was trying to get, like, I was forcing people to go. I don't know, whatever. So I don't. I kind of got nervous about mentioning it, um, but I guess, you know, there's no reason to feel like that. There never was, but you know, because I am in adult children of alcoholics and dysfunctional families. Um, and it um, and it does have a lot of overlap. And there's a lot of people who were in other programs who are in this one as well, because life is never just, you know, you dealt with this, and, you know, it came out of nowhere. It's like, well, probably did this because this happened to you, you know, when you're younger or whatever. But, you know, we talk a lot about, you know, working on, you know, helping your inner child and stuff like that, which, oh my gosh, that was such a big thing for me. I was like, I don't understand this inner child bullshit. I like, and you know, this was before I went to ACA, Adult Children of Alcoholics and Dysfunctional Families. They call it, it's ACA or ACOA. You might see if you look for it. Um, but um, you know, before that, you know, there would be some talk of like inner child work, and I was like, I don't get it. Like, I was like, I don't get this stuff. And you know, I had, you know, a really patient therapist sit down with me and talk with me about it. Um, because I was like, you know, everyone kept saying like this type of work is really, type of therapy work is really helpful, and stuff like that. And I was just like, I don't fucking get it. And like sometimes like you can just be like, I don't get it, and like people move on. And like this one in particular, I think they kind of identified that it was going to be helpful for me to be able to see it and understand it a little bit better. So it wasn't one that they were like, you have to do this because, you know, you're here. It was more like, we're kind of seeing that, that this will really help you. And so that's why we keep bringing it up, or it's been brought up before for you. And ultimately it was, and I didn't understand it at first. So, you know, I came a little aggro when it first was brought up in like a group session or something like that. I was like, what the fuck? Um, and and I was like, hi, Mrs. Claus. Hey, Jenny, how are you? Um, but once it was explained to me in a way that I could actually understand, I was like, oh, okay, I get this a little bit more. And, you know, it's still something that, you know, I'm working on, but again, we're all works in progress, you know, trying to be our best. So that's been kind of part of my therapy journey most recently, is just trying to be trying to be nicer to myself, because, you know, I guess it's kind of a reflection of me beating up on, you know, not having unresolved issues or something. I'm sorry, I can't get this camera like right. I know that I set it to be this angle, but like I just feel like it's like always way too far over. Sorry about this. How are you doing, Jenny? Are you working on anything? I am working on my crochet cardigan, as I have said. I had a couple times of trying to figure out the color pattern that I want to do. This might be the one, it might not. My caffeine headache has gotten significantly better. I still have like a little bit of one here, right here. It's a little tender, but that's okay. You know what? One thing I'm so bad about like remembering to buy every single time is like a painkiller, like an over the counter painkiller, like a aspirin or something. I think there's only one that I can have. I think it's Tylenol. So yeah, I have to check, because I never take it, because I'm like, oh, this hurts, and I don't ever have anything. But some of my medications have interactions um, with, I think ibuprofen's a no. Well, actually, I know aspirin's a no. I think ibuprofen's a no as well, or ibuprofen's a yes. I don't know. I am not a doctor or a pharmacist. What's your photo, Jenny? I can't quite see it. I can see like red and green, so I assume, I'm like, is it something Christmassy? Or is it just because your name is Mrs. Claus and that's why I assume? Also, if you're friends with Zach of Zach's Crafts and More, this is his tag on YouTube. If you want to go wish him a happy birthday, you are welcome to. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. But Zach's a super nice guy, and it's his birthday today. I'm trying to be better about remembering and calling out my friends' birthdays because they deserve it. And honestly, like, it's so hard for me to remember things that I feel like, you know, I want to be better about that. Okay, so I think I'm gonna finish this round, which I'm like halfway through, and then I'm going to call it a night, unless I get distracted and decide to do more. But it's like almost 9 p.m. and I have only eaten one meal today, so that probably has not helped my shaky hands. And then, yeah, uh, yeah. I'm gonna try to get back to scheduled live streams. It's been hard with the uh, sleep thing, but I think that those are easier for everyone because you get notifications that they're coming up and all of that stuff. But um, I feel like what would like be really cool, which I don't have the time, energy, money, or wherewithal, would be to like add beads like throughout this, like at like some points. Like I don't know, I just feel like beads would be really nice. I've been seeing too many weighted blankets, and I get excited about that idea, and then I'm like, but then I would have to like buy them and put them on, and I don't want to do that. Has anyone else made like a weighted blanket with the beads, and how was that? It just seems like a lot of work. I'm not here for a lot of work. If you've noticed at all. Pretty lazy. I feel like I should do like, I don't feel like people talk about using the Hirschner's yarn that much. And I feel like I should talk about it because I have some opinions about it. And I want to share, but I feel like it's been out for a while. Not a lot of people use it. I don't know. Would anyone like to see like a review of like the Hirschner's worsted yarn? Because I've used the worsted sparkle, and it's a very different experience. The Halloween worsted sparkle, very different experience from this worsted. And even the worsted antiquity is different from this one. So so I just think it's interesting because I would think in theory that they would pretty much all be the same yarn base, but it doesn't seem like they are. So if anyone wants to see that, let me know. I might do it anyways, just because. Okay, we get to the end, and we're going to pull pink through. So we switch colors. That's weird because it is weird. I did the wrong thing. Oops. Just do a little over here and pull through. Okay, so thank you for watching and hanging out with me. I hope you have a great night, morning, day, wherever you are. And